top. That's just to resync the mic with what you're seeing, so it doesn't seem like I'm talking behind what's actually happening. So, hey, it's Shaggy SoCal with 2Old4Forza, and this is the second track guide for the upcoming TNT race in the Porsche Macan. Again, the first one, we're racing two different circuits at Homestead, and one is the full-on road course, and Matt had put the Super Mini down as the other race, and kind of when I ran some test laps, I said there's no pit lane, so normally because we normally do a mandatory quick stop during the race. The other options for the road circuits weren't, it's basically, there's the mini one, which is just like the front half of the road course, and then everything else is either a combination of the road course with either incorporating turns 1 and 2 of the oval, or then the other one is 3 and 4 of the oval, and it's not enough of a difference. So I think after some deliberation, Matt just kind of made the executive decision to say, you know, screw it, we're gonna stick with Super Mini. Um, what I can tell you is, so there won't be any pit stops for this race. But this Porsche Macan has got a really big gas tank, and if it's the number of laps that I think this race will be, you won't have to worry about pitting. It just means that we're now taking pit strategy, a pit stop out of the strategy. You're going to have to race to the front. I don't know if Matt's going to make any adjustments to the buckets accordingly or not. Probably not. But there it is. So with that, let's go do a test drive and go around Super Mini. It's going to be one of the shortest ones we talk about. So, there's start finish right here ahead of us. So the front stretch, what is now the front stretch is just that, the same as the road course. You're going to come down here. Braking will be a little bit later because you won't have quite the momentum. It's going to be somewhere between, it might be about halfway between the 1 and 200 boards. But this is exactly the same as you take it. Once you get the braking done, brake, release the brakes, turn in, it's a hairpin. You can eat a lot of this curve. Roll back out, you can use a lot of curve in the exit here. And you can cross over the line here if you need to. There it is. That's pretty much the same, how you're going to take that turn on the full road course or the road circuit race. It's the same philosophy there. What really changes is this next corner for Super Mini. Because again, you're going to be carrying about the same amount of speed down this back straight as you do on the road course, on the full road circuit. And if you recall from the road circuit, I'm kind of using these palm trees. And it's when I get past the last palm tree, I think when I got into rhythm, it's that last palm tree. And as I get to the next light post, that's where I'm kind of chucking at least me on a controller, I'm chucking the Porsche into the corner. So I'm kind of, snapping off the gas, maybe giving it a quick dab of the brake and turning in to try and get the back end to rotate around. And at least on the full road circuit, as I'm trying to carry as much speed and cut the apex of that curbing and then get the car straight. But then I've got plenty of, straightaway before the next corner to kind of get the Porsche under control and then brake for the next corner. We don't have that here. Because as soon as you're getting to the apex here up ahead, you really got to be on the brakes and be braking because this you can see on the map that double apex left-hander comes up very quickly. So my entry, at least in my own practice laps, has been the same. I'm still kind of using, the last palm tree and then the first light pull past it kind of as my judgment point as far as throwing it in. Again, I'm setting up much wider than what the braking line will suggest. And what I'm having to do is I'm doing a quick dab of the brake, to kind of get the Macan unsettled. And where I'm actually starting to really commit to the brakes is right about here. Is I'm marking in where this timing line kind of meets the white line that defines the transition from the banking to the infield. That's where I'm really figuring that this is where I'm really starting to commit to getting the Porsche woe down. Whereas before, I was carrying all that speed to the apex. So I'm braking a little bit earlier, and it is still kind of a trail braking. I am still trying to get as close to this curve as possible and then let the Porsche come back out, down to second gear, And my entry, I'm actually taking a much wider entry in because again, I'm still trying to figure the best line through here. Is so I'm probably still entering this double apex left turns a little wider than maybe you should. So if you get it wound down and you can kind of cut to the inside here, great. Bring it all the way out and kind of use this access road here as kind of a reference point for turning for getting back onto what is now the front straight. So back here, you'll be in second gear, turn in. You can use a lot of that grass. If you miss that, you can use the inside curving here. Again, the track limits are pretty generous here at Homestead. So with that, let me run a lap or two because it's a very quick lap. Down a second, turn in, back on the throttle. I like the curve there. You can just love the line there, bring it all the way out. Palm trees, go to the end. And duck. I'm still stabbing the throttle because I still haven't really figured out the grip level yet. Probably as I run laps, that'll smooth out as the race goes on. 43.2. I think it's possible to get into the 42s, and that's a little wide. There's a penalty. Again, I don't know if those tire barriers are going to be on the inside there. Yeah, see, I tried to roll too much speed in and got the turn in late there. Let's do one. Yep, a long wide there. So I would expect with Super Mini, there's going to be calamity at both ends of the track. And heaven help me if this is the second race on Thursday. So let's get out of this and let's finish the test drive. I ran 10 laps, 10 straight laps consecutive, and then just kind of looked at tire wear and looked at how much fuel I was using, just to make sure that if we run this without pit stops, that with the 35-minute race in mind, excuse me, that we're not going to run out of fuel, and I know tires are going to be fine. So let's just go ahead and up the laps here. I'm going to guesstimate that based off laps I'm running. So 50 laps. If I've done the math right on the fuel usage, at least what I've been getting, the Macan will do 62 laps on fuel before you run out. Tire wear over a 50 lap race. Controller, I probably will be close to 25% on the right front, which is what's going to take the most abuse. So yeah, tire wear is not going to be an issue either. I'm going to make a couple other adjustments. The first adjustment I made is because this is such a horsepower track, I have lowered my opponents down by one class in each bucket, and then adjusted the numbers, but I haven't adjusted where everybody's starting. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you go at 50. I'll have bucket 2 go at 50 seconds. Bucket 3 will go at 55. I'm actually going to start in the back because I think that even though it's a horsepower track, traffic is going to be such a pain that I can make up for my lack of straight line speed by just bashing everybody in the corners. So, all right. So, car class B, S, yes, standing start. Okay. All right, and let's just make sure. I think I set this. Yep, we're still Porsches. Good. That. All right, and the other reason I'm want to start in the very back is I kind of want to see where where I'm lining up because I'm guaranteed again even bucket one on their out lap is going to be probably close to 50 seconds. So bucket five we're going a lap down, maybe even bucket four. So let's go ahead and start the race. Oh wow. Okay, so it got us all on the back stretch, all on the main stretch. Good. Um, my only problem is that I'm on the racing line, and I'm not going to be able to move before they get to me. So hear them go by. Oh, 5, 4. There they go. Oh, here we go. This is going to be ugly. Don't hit me. Please don't hit me. Please don't hit me. Don't hit me. License and insurance, please. What I'll do is I'll move out of the way and be nice and let them all by. Go around the outside. You're going to leave that inside corner. I'm going to take that all day long. Let's see if I can get fender glue, if it works on the AI, but I guess not. Oh, that's a little late. That's a little late. And yeah, that put the grass there, that will pitch you sideways. But again, all-wheel drive, just stab the throttle a little straight. Excuse me. What I'm realizing is I would not be able to set that. Hold this. 330. I can go. And the sooner you can get back to full throttle coming out of that double apex hairpin to get onto the front straight, the quicker, obviously the quicker you're going to be down at the other end of this straight. Really what this is, just naturally it's a paper clip. I would expect, like lunges, I would expect people going off and push, okay, so maybe I've learned something. That time I kind of just, instead of trying to pitch the Macan sideways up at the wall, actually just tried turning it in. Seemed to do okay. Try that again. Yeah, so you can probably turn in and stay on throttle, but you're definitely going to want to get to the brakes as you're kind of hitting that, hitting the white line between the oval and the infield. Turn in. Yeah, still turning in about where the last palm tree is. I'll have to try that on the full circuit as well. Right, so again, looking at the palm trees, get to the last one, turn it in. And it's just getting the braking sorted so you can make the hairpin. But you don't have to kind of, what I was initially doing was, getting off the throttle and trying to get some lift up oversteer to rotate the Porsche, but it doesn't really need it. Sometimes there are things the only way you can learn certain things is to go out and run laps. Experiment. Yeah, see, I'm letting off the brake thinking like, oh, I'm over braking, and I'm gonna, you know, be too slow, and it's that little lift of the brake, and then getting back on, and it's like, nope, totally screwed up the entry. So it's deceptive. You think, oh, I've got it slowed down enough, and then you start to release the brakes, and then you realize, nope, I don't. That line's not changing from red to yellow. You have a problem. And just as I thought, it looks like faster guys are running into issues. Did it again. I think that's why I started chucking it into the corner like I did, because then I'll get it eventually. But this is one I would definitely run laps at. Cluster up there. They only have one lap to get a clean one in, and clean quick one. So let's make it count. Oh. I have to compromise that a little too much, so it'll be a little slower. Yeah. All right. Oh, that's a little too wide. Up on the outside. Still on the inside here, still with that palm tree. Like that. Get a little down. Oh, he's gonna cut me off. And then here. I would say, especially heading into that turn, just if you can master getting slowed down, be able to take a tighter line into that double apex hairpin, just wait for people to go wide and then dive underneath. Bad hairpin. There. Was way late on getting to the brake. Ooh. Come on, get going. What I'll do is I'll do and finish lap 25 at halfway. I'll just do a quick check of fuel and tires. Excuse me. I'm not going to use your superior speed to pass this guy. In an emergency, downshift to first and use that engine to help with the braking. all this clean traffic air in front of me and a stupid faster car behind me that's going to keep dirtying my laps. I didn't want to spin him. I wanted to sideswipe him, but not spin him, and then let him go. But it's the AI. Oh, and I totally forgot to do fuel and tire check at half distance. All right, I'm gonna let you. Better not screw up the last turn again, like I just did. They're ahead of me now. I'm doing this because I want to make sure I start a clean lap. I want to find out what's possible. At least what I can do. Probably turning in too early for the hairpin now. Don't you drop in behind me. Don't drop in behind me. Oh well. There might be a 42 in there, maybe a 5. Well, I'd expect Dan could probably do a 5 or quicker. Outside lane? You take that outside lane. Yeah, get used to hearing all that crunching sound, because that's what we're going to be doing. Oh! I rewind that and go look at the rearview mirror. Oh, looks like one of the 911s met the tire barrier quite violently. I think I'm going to catch first at this rate. I get really stuck in traffic. Crash. Second, so a shot. Is that excuse me. There's a 42.6. Oh, there was a little fender glue. He's definitely turned in on the rear quarter panel. I want a little bit more of a gap to the guys in front. Maybe the last clean lap I get before the end of the race. Hey, it'd have been a little bit quicker if I didn't have to cut the exit. Make sure I didn't get in this guy's draft. When I'm releasing the brake there, close to the apex, it's just to get that little bit of steering back, make sure that I can hold the inside. But again, the risk is that then I'm going to overshoot because I'm going to be carrying too much momentum. Alright, let's see if I can get past these guys next couple laps, and be able to do a little hot lapping at the end of the race. Don't block me too much. Come on, Tommy. Wanted clean traffic. I'm wondering how much closer the time's going to be across the buckets. Just because there's fewer, still there's heavy braking and the turn off the backstretch will be challenging, but I'd expect that times should be a little closer together than they would be for some of the other places we've run. That was a little bit later turn in to take a later apex. We'll see how that makes a difference, if that makes a difference on the time. Oh, not much. $42.4. Oh, we'll round it up and say $42.5. We're already at 35 minutes, so maybe it'll just be a 48 lap race then. Figuring traffic, and certainly I wasn't running perfect laps every lap. I thought about it. Thought about taking the lunge. Where are we at in fuel? That's 20% fuel left with 1 lap to go. And how are the tires? Yeah, 20% on the right front. So, for you wheel users, oh, going wide. Imagine for the wheel users, you guys will be, your tire wear will be a lot better than that. But yeah, so again, 50 laps, not a problem. So yeah, we'll, again, maybe 48 laps, maybe since they're such short laps, maybe just to round it out 50. We'll see we'll see what Matt decides on Thursday. But what I want to do is I want to switch back really quick. No, I don't want to save the replay. I don't need to. I do want to switch back to the full road course and just kind of apply what I've learned on Super Mini as far as that turn off the backstretch is, since I'm going to carry more speed through it on the full road course, do I still have to chuck the car in, like kind of what I said in the track guide, and then realize like, yeah, I don't really need to do that. Let me switch to the other track and then see really quick. Nope, I don't do that. Okay, so race setup. Road circuit. Accept. We'll accept the changes and reload. And yeah, I want to run. I'll do it in test drive, but I'll just run a couple flyers on that, just to kind of see because again, it's like if I can find if what I was doing at Super Mini as far as the turn in and where to brake, if that works as well, it's much more consistent than what I was doing on the previous track guide. So the test drive. Go throttle through here. Again, Homestead, very forgiving track limits, very forgiving curbs as far as how far you can go off. Like turn in, roll back, full throttle at the apex, use all the exit here. And the rumble strips there, you get all the way out. That was a bad turn. I turned in too early. Okay, so I'm not going to chuck it into the corner like I was doing on the previous track guide. I'm going to, but I'm still using that last palm tree as my turn-in point. Kind of. Try that again. Remember, stay to the left of the green course condition light as you transition back onto the front stretch, so that you don't head straight to the wall. Here, use that curbing, pass the lights, drop second gear. Well, I didn't get that right. Hit apex, tire marks, brake, turn in. Oh, I'm really late for that. Full throttle. The curbing, bring it out to about halfway. Slowly let it come back the other direction. Brake at the gap in the fence. Second gear, late turn in, late apex. As soon as you get to it, you should be able to hit full throttle. Follow the exit here. Third gear. You don't have to use the curbing unless you're trying to force a pass. Brake it just past the 2 marker. Okay, we're going to try this again. Go. I'll do one more lap because I want to see, because I did that in third gear. I want to see what it does in fourth. And you heard I got the right sides out a little bit far on the exit there, and it just started to move the back end around. I said I was going to do that in fourth. All right, let me rewind it. That actually, though, even dropping to third, that worked pretty, you know, that same line that I was taking in. It's just I'm not braking as much. The risk is, again, it's if the front end pushes, if I've carried too much speed in and don't get enough braking, then following that, it's going to push wide out. Though, I risk doing that the way I was doing it before and trying to get the back end to, trying to get a little lift off oversteer to get the back end to rotate. So let me keep it in fourth. Yeah, that actually might be better. So again, still use the last palm tree as turn-in point, but you don't have to try and again, user preference. If you want to try and rotate the back around, just get off the throttle, give it a little dab of brake as you turn in. That'll help get the back end to move. It might help you through it. If you want to take the more, if you want to follow the braking line in, you'll brake just before that. Just as you start to get to that transition point from the oval to the infield, the white line there on the inside, and you can probably leave it in fourth. I think trying to drop it to third just will put it too high up in the rev range, and it'll tighten the car up on entry. We'll do it one final time. Again, if you don't get to the left of that green light, it'll want to go towards the wall. So, okay, so a little bit more than normal than I would normally do. So, but I wanted to revisit the turn off the backstretch based on what I did in the previous one. So with that, it is confirmed. So one of the races will be the full Homestead Road course, and then the other one will be Super Mini. So just don't take any contact personally. Hopefully you haven't this season. But with that, hope you guys have a great weekend and happy racing.